Very good evening and assalamu alaikum to all of you, depending on where you're joining. Some people are joining from the European time zone, I think. So good afternoon to them. So first of all, I wish to thank Sypa and SIBEC and Brother Rabiq for giving us this opportunity. So I'm going to be introducing UEF to all of you. UEF, as you see, stands for United Economic Forum. About the Trade Summit, my colleague Mohammed Ali will continue, after my presentation. So UEF, some of you may be aware, it's a foundation which was launched by. Can you move to the next slide, please? By Mr. B.S. Abdurrahman. As many of you may well aware, he was a philanthropist, educationist, as well as an industrialist. He was the founder of ETA and several other companies that you may be aware of. Can you change the slide, please? I don't know who's operating the slides.
Mojin, sir.
Yes. So coming from a small village in Tamil Nadu, Ramanathapuram district, he went on to establish several businesses, several education institutions, and several social, chambers like the UEF. His idea of bringing UEF, starting UEF, is to unite. Initially, is to start from Tamil Nadu Muslim business people, technocrats, professionals, to come together for the sake of for the development of the community. So he had two basically areas where he was focusing on. One was education, the other one was entrepreneurship development. So it is based on these two, I would say, let's say, points that he wanted to bring the community people together for the sake of the community and developing, helping the entrepreneurs of Tamil Nadu, through his various initiatives and so on. Next slide, please. So the vision of UEF is to emerge as a premier forum for enabling the backward community. Here, the backward community stands for the Muslim community. Basically, that's the government terminology that they use. So we have just kept that in our vision. And the society at large. So we're not limited to growing our community alone. We also want to contribute to the larger society. And how we're going to do this is to become inspirational and formidable contributors to the nation and beyond. And we want to do it through economic enhancement, education, and social development. So basically, as you know, whether you want to spread education or whether you want to go through social development, economic enhancement is very important. So our focus is, always, economic enhancement, but of course, the ultimate goal is social development. And now, a mission that we have taken up lately, I will explain it to you in the coming slides. This concept called Unnada Tamilagam, basically what we want to do is to put Tamil Nadu on the world map by, let's say, contributing at least a little bit to its growth. And we are looking at, we are forecasting that Tamil Nadu's economy will, given added some impetus, will go to 4 trillion by the year 2047. So how we want to do it is we want to be a catalyst for this economic and social development by bringing together 1,500 like-minded business people. Currently, we have about 500, active members in UEF. We want to grow this number to 1,500 by the year 2047. We still have another 22 years left. And who are the members that we want to get in? First of all, business people, technocrats, professionals in various professions. It could be doctors or engineers. It could be architects, and educational institutions, and other chambers as well. Like, you have Sypa, and like Sypa, there are several other, chambers who are doing excellent good work. So we want to bring together their strengths as well in our journey to enable, entrepreneurial support for existing members, as well as to encourage and mentor budding ones. The next one, please. So this is our methodology. How we want to do it is inspire, by, let's say, chartering a vision and a mission, values, and all that. And we conduct various trade summits and events, which about which Mr. Mohammed Ali will explain to you in the next session. And then, through business leaders and 45 educational institution groups. So we have about, in Tamil Nadu alone, Muslim-owned, Muslim-managed educational groups, there are about 45 we are associated with. So we want to leverage, our through them as well, by creating a unique platform over here. So we have this iced concept, which means basically first we want to inspire, then connect, which is this stands for the C, which connect. So this is the idea of connect is basically once we have 1,500 members, that means every one of you, you're not alone. You have another 1,499 members to support you. So that is the power of networking. So we want to leverage the power of networking, and by conducting again seminars and conferences and so on, rejuvenating existing, let's say, contacts, and again further developing potential contacts that can help our members. So how we want to engage is by periodic visits. So we visit our member organizations, discuss various ideas with them, and our idea is to spend at least 20 quality hours in a year with each member, and help them, let's say, get into MOUs and collaborations either between among our members or with other our contacts outside our membership also. So we want to encourage more and more people to enter into collaborations. That's how we can leverage the power of your business. Then we conduct also business knowledge sessions, special lectures, industry with industry captains and so on. And we plan to deliver this through our Asia. Asia stands for entrepreneurship, startup, innovation, incubation, and acceleration. So these are basically incubation centers that we would like to set up among, in our educational institution, the associate education institutions. So we already have a few running. One of the most successful one being, which is operated in Crescent, called Crescent Innovation Incubation Council, where we have incubated more than 180 startups so far. So you incubate and then you accelerate, using our contacts, our network of investors and so on. So similar incubation and innovation incubation councils we want to set up in our member organization, other member education institutions. As you know, the future generation of entrepreneurs, in our community, they are going to come from our educational institutions only. I think gone are the days when we were dependent on the, just by trading and so on. We need to look at our generation, our next generation, coming up with new innovations and scaling them up and moving up to the global level. That's the idea of, let's say, having this policy of entrepreneurship, startup, innovation, incubation, and acceleration. We also offer various business consultancies for our members, advisory and facilitation. And of course, we want to adhere to the ESG norms, the UN Sustainable Development Goal norms, so that, we can have, all of us can have a sustainable business as well as a sustainable, economy. That's the whole idea. So here we want to create a value addition of $67.5 billion. I will explain to you how we're going to do it. It may sound like a large number and all that, but if you actually look at it, it is definitely achievable. Can you move on to the next slide, please? So these are some of the projects that we have facilitated for our members. Of course, just 6 mentioned over here. There are several others where UEF has played a very, let's say, crucial catalyst role in facilitating these businesses. The landmark one being the Twin Health, which was, in fact, I must say, it was incubated, or rather, the idea, it was seeded during one of our trade summits, where the two founders of this company were brought together on a platform. If they meet each other for the first time during our trade conference, and they go on to set up a business which is today valued at 1.7 billion. You can you can go to the website to take a look at what they do. Likewise, we facilitated Urbesa Sumit, which is basically the solid waste management service provider for the Chennai city. SIS is again a large township project, which I co-founded, and also Brother Muhammad Ali. Together we are building this township. CNO, as you see, is our president, Mr. Ahmad Buhari, his thermal power plant, which has a value proposition of 1.2 billion. Likewise, we have SIPOL, and SMC is again a hospital, which is basically being conceived as a hospital come a medical university. So as you see, all these projects were sort of initiated, or rather, like, the idea was seeded in one or several of our let's say, trade summits and forums. Next slide, please. So I spoke about the value addition of 6.5 billion, and this is basically, how we come to arrive at that figure. Basically, if you look at the year 2025, today the India's GDP is 4 trillion, which is slated to grow to 27 trillion by 2047. The 2047 being the 100, let's say, year mark of our independence. And Tamil Nadu government, if you look at Tamil Nadu GDP, if you look at it today, we are at 360, and by, let's say, natural growth, it will go to 2.7 trillion, because Tamil Nadu has a growth rate of it's about 9 to 10%. In fact, last year was much higher, but anyway, I'm looking at an average growth rate over the last few years. So this is at this growth rate, we will go to 2.7 trillion. And just breaking that down to the community, our Muslim community in Tamil Nadu represents about 5.8%. So by sort of taking that breakup, our community currently is contributing around 18 billion is our estimate. Of course, it has to be validated with empirical data, which we're working on. But this is a rough estimation of what our community could be contributing to the Tamil Nadu economy today. Now, as business as usual, we will anyway grow to from 18 billion to contribute as a 135 billion by the year 2047. Likewise, the Tamil Nadu GDP is going to go to 2.7 trillion. What we are looking at is basically through various, let's say, activities that we're doing, to various summits and various collaborative, initiatives that we want to bring. We want to accelerate this growth to another 2%. Instead of growing at 9 to 10%, how can we grow at 11 to 12%? If you look at it, it's not like a huge task. It is just that additional sort of 20% impetus that you need to give to our businesses to reach at this level. So UEF is, the idea is to inspire our members as well as the community, or the larger community, to to grow at a slightly higher level than an average average business. That's the whole idea of this, by various, as I mentioned, various forms of engagement and so on. The next slide, please. So the same slide that you saw is taking from that 67.5 billion. We're saying that, okay, maybe this task is not easily done by a few people. We need an entire community, entire, let's say, state to collaborate with us. So that's the whole idea. If you look at it, if we have, it could be done, in these various, let's say, levels of various layers, of the pyramid over here. Can we create 100,000 people, 100,000 entrepreneurs to have a revenue of, to have a GDP of 6 crores per business? Basically, can we have from our community 100,000 people doing a business of 6 crores per year? I think it's definitely doable. Similarly, you go to the next level, is it possible for 10,000 people from our community to do a business of 60 crores? So likewise, we built a pyramid over here. So if you look at it at various level, we'll be able to, let's say, achieve this growth. It's not necessary that it's only the very big businesses or very large businesses can contribute to this. At every, let's say, business at its own level can contribute to this vision, is what we feel, and we want to encourage people to come forward and join us in this mission to put Tamil Nadu in the world map, and especially our community's contribution to be made visible to the world. That's the whole idea of this United Economic Forum. Next slide. So the same thing is represented as a table over here. So we can do this through various other, let's say, areas as well. Just first one, what you see is members, which are like, entrepreneurs and so on. The next table that you see is through Asia centers, that is educational institutions. If we can, create startups over there. So we are looking at, 45 educational institutions groups. Can we create 100 startups, who are worth $15 million by the year 20? So we still have 22 years to go. So can each of educational institutions create 100 startups, which comes to about like, so over 22 years, you're looking at 4 or 5 startups a year. If we can create, those startups go on to achieve a revenue of $15 million, then you easily come to that figure. So there are various, let's say, sources of where we can create this value. So we're just trying to, let's say, open the eyes of, our members as well as the community at large, to say that this is something which is, which is not that difficult if we all put our minds together. And of course, the next slide that you see, next column that you see is again through chambers, like, let's say, similar and like-minded organizations like Sypa, like SIBEC, and so on. If we can engage, other chambers as well to join us in this mission, that's again another area of, where this economic growth can be contributed. Next slide, please. So if all of us keep in our minds that 10x is what we need to do, which means we still have another 22 years to do it. So year on year, if I'm going to add 12% growth to my business, then we will achieve this 10x by the year 2047. So this is the philosophy that we're working on. Next one. So yeah, UEF is looking forward to your kind support. And please don't hesitate to contact us. If you need further information on this, we will share the contact details to SIBEC, and all of you are welcome to reach out to us. If you need any further information on this. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And now over to my colleague, Mr. Mohammed Ali, who will explain to you about the trade summit that we're organizing this coming December. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mr. Sajid, for your wonderful presentation. And I'm glad I'm product of Crescent Residential School. I did my Crescent schooling those days when our late Abdurrahman Saab was there. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Very good to see you. Over to Brother Muhammad Ali.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Mr. Sajid, for the wonderful presentation. Now, with all these views, with all the goals what we have in UEF, how are we going to achieve this? And moreover, you all know that India is poised for a big economy, and Tamil Nadu especially, is on the forefront. Now, the coming years, we have so much opportunity here for us to grow. But we have to get ready for all these things. How do we have to get ready? We have to come together, share knowledge, get expertise from our own community, so that we can come together and then achieve these goals. So how are we going to achieve this? Is like conducting summits like this. So we have planned for a trade summit during December 12th, 13th, and 14th of this year at Chennai Trade Center in Chennai. Now, UEF has conducted similar trade summits during 2015, 2017, 2020, and also like one in 2018 that was an international summit. Now we have come. We are planning to have the trade summit during 2025, December 12th, 13th, and 14th. So, friends, like you all know, the Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, the current GDP is around 400 billion. Now, by 2030, it is going to grow to 1 trillion. So, whatever we have done till now from the independence is only 400 billion. And the next 5 years, we have to touch 1 trillion, which is doable. And as UEF is focusing, we have to do 4 trillion till 2047. Now, so to get equipped, we have series of sessions on different aspects to focus this big economy. It's not only it's a big economy. We want to do a good economy. So we are planning to have sessions on different fields, different areas, but we have to do this economy with ethics, transparency, honesty, and whatever we do, it has to be kind of a Sharia compliant. So this, taking this on focus, there are a lot of speakers we have organized. The entire team is working towards it. Now, how is it going to be benefited with doing business in Saudi Arabia? This particular summit, what you are conducting, is not opportunities in Saudi Arabia. Now, when we have so much of potential here, people from here can collaborate with Saudi companies or can do trades in Saudi Arabia, or do exports trading, or share knowledge, and then share technology, or get start companies in Saudi Arabia. For example, like construction companies, there's a boom there. So our builders here, we have a lot of real estate developers are from our community in Tamil Nadu. So we can also focus. So we invite people from Saudi Arabia also to come here, register, and then share their knowledge, share their opportunities. So people from here, they uh, they get to know what is there in Saudi Arabia. That is also a booming economy, so that we can collaborate and we can have trades and businesses in Saudi Arabia. So whatever we do, it is going to be like beneficial to our community back in India. And as Mr. Sajid said, during these summits, when we come together, we collaborate, and big businesses have taken place. So as he said, that Twin Health, um, when these two gentlemen, when they joined, and when they discussed, a big company evolved today, which is worth around $1.7 billion. Likewise, there are many companies. For example, yeah, this is the Trade Summit slides I would like to share. You can go one by one. So this is on the December 12th, 13th, and 14th. The next slide. As I told you, there are 4 major events we have conducted. Like one during 2015 UEF Trade Summit, and 2017, and UEF World Economic Summit, that's on 2018 in Malaysia, and UEF World Summit Online 2020, where around 13,000 people had registered. So after 5 years, now we are conducting this summit. As Sajid said, our main focus is on making Tamil Nadu as a 4 trillion economy by aspire, inspire, and impact. So this is our main theme. So uh, as I told you, like 2.7 is what Tamil Nadu government, according to the projections, is only 2.7 trillion. But the UEF, with the collaboration and other things, so we want to grow 1.5 times. And so achieving 4 trillion, we feel it is possible. And we have been talking to the government, we have been talking to all the officials. So we are getting it. So we request everyone to join, register, those who are in Saudi Arabia, those who are here, those who are all registered in this. We may say like it's a 4 trillion economy and things like that. But what is the main goal? The main goal is, see, we want to bring the wealth gap between the urban and the rural. The urban wealth and the rural wealth, there's a big difference. Rich are very rich and poor are very poor. So when we do this kind of summit, when we invite people from all across the state, and when we support them, so small business also will grow. So the wealth gap between the urban and the rural, when it comes closer, when it becomes equal, that is when we can call our nation as a developed nation. So that's the main idea. So we are all working towards this. We need your support. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.